Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit later today, although I'm scruffy. Oh, do you know what's happened? My nuts have just hit this cold leather seat. Oh. Now, I've got my shreddies on, but thin shreddies. Does your gusset wear out a lot? Mine does. I think that sort of gives it extra ventilation. I've got something to read you here, everybody, and I'll get to that in a second. I just want to make sure this don't run out. Cheers. It's very cold today. This is my third day of diet. It's falling off me. This is a Ustream mug, and it's full of green tea, which is like really drinking the water that you wash your pants in, really, afterwards. They say it's good for you. Why is everything that's shit good for you? Why everything that's really nice bad for you? Well, let's just talk about this vaccine. So we're ready now to go. This is good. We've got a great new year coming up, I think. Fingers crossed, inshallah, as they say where I used to live in Dubai. Let's get the jabs in our arms. All you people that think it's a joke, go for it. If you think there's no virus, doesn't matter. It's fine. Let's all have the jab and get back to work and get the country back on its feet again. Let's prove we're the first ones to have the vaccine developed. We're the first one to jab that old lady with it. Now she's had the second little dose of it. You know, look at our country. Our country's great, and now we're going to get this vaccine, and we're all going to get back. And of course, that comes at the same time where I delayed my talk to you this morning because I wanted to watch Boris at Question Time. I think it delivered a quite okay. I think we're out there with that. There's not a no deal. Of course, the Scottish nationalists are moaning like fuck, and now they fell out with Keir Starmer, who wants to support the deal. I think Keir Starmer's okay as a leader of the opposition. I wish he just wouldn't talk with his nose blocked up, or he needs to get some Vic up it or something. And so let's just have a look what's happened this morning. I got a text to read you all from somebody. That's not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for this text here. And this is it. I called him this morning and said, what do you reckon? He said, this is far from perfect, but it is a giant leap forward for our country. And that's from Nigel Farage. Now, like him or not like him, and I won't speak to you Remainers for a while because you're sort of those people that will not change at all, no matter what. But you have to now, because we're out. We've got a deal. Is it time now we're all going to come together in this country? And this wouldn't have happened without Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage gave up quite a lucrative career to fight to save the pound and then to fight to save our country. Okay? I know Nigel. He makes me laugh. I go out to dinner with him. Great. I can't keep up drinking with him, and I can drink battery acid with my bloody Scottish blood. But that man, he's a real bloke. Smokes, drinks. I won't go into the other things. I'm sure he doesn't dabble in those pastimes. I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about dishing it out. But you know, I'm just saying that he's a fantastic bloke, and he has he's now going to get behind the government to try and help as much as they can. Now, I know he's a bit of a pain in the side, or a thorn in the side, I should say, for some of the Conservative MPs, but they all like him personally. You know, I've seen them mixing together. What they don't quite get is that really they should heap a lot of praise on him. And what's coming up? It's the New Year's honours list. So what is going to be in the New Year's honours list? Do we see Sir Nigel Farage? Why not? Why don't we see that? The work that he has done, what he has given up to put this country in a place where I believe it should be. Its own laws, its own borders, protection of our stuff. We now deem where we're going to go. We've got a great deal with Europe. There's trade deals opening up all over the place with the White House, with the castor cocoon in there. They're ready to sign off. I think this is a great chance. We get the jab in the arm and we move forward. So let's give a knighthood to someone who deserves it. But let's talk about honours for a while, okay? I've been made an OBE for my work for charity, for the troops. And to be fair to myself, I've set up two military charities, the British Forces Foundation and Care After Combat. I left both now, and I'm moving on developing Ustream TV station, which I hope you're signing up to. Lewis Hamilton is tipped, has been, I read today, so it's got to be true, it was in the mail, that he's going to get a knighthood for sitting in a car and driving round and round and round like that and earning billions and millions of pounds while living in exile wherever he lives and not paying British tax, registering his stuff in the Isle of Man. So well done business-wise. I wonder if you got that knighthood because you're the world champion? Yeah. And it didn't distract anybody that the picture in the newspaper is you kneeling down on the track with a chain round your neck and Black Lives Matter written on you with your fist in the air like that. Is that a black power salute or what? I mean, why didn't you put your other hand up to thank your mother as well, the white lady, for inspiration, as well as your black father? Both great people, I'm sure. But Lewis, are you getting this because you're a world champion, or are you getting this because you're ticking a box? Let's have a little look through about OBEs. The bloke who played Tony Blair in the telly, and he played David Frost. He always looks like the same one. But I think his name's Martin Sheen, something like that. Barry Sheen, a Welsh bloke. You see him now with a big beard to try and look trendy. Anyway, apparently he's sent back his OBE. He doesn't want to be an officer of the Order of the British Empire because he's Welsh. And he's now pointing out that he'd be a hypocrite if he had the OBE, but disliked the way the English had treated the Welsh in the past. So it's Welsh Lives Matter now. Of course Welsh Lives Matter, everyone's lives matter. So you're saying that the OBE is an English award. So I should send it back because I'm half Scottish and half Irish. Is that right, Mr. Sheen? Or is it just because you're a Labour-lovey lefty? You're one of them champagne socialists that go back to Wales and say, oh, how lovely it is to be back in my own country, and probably live in Highgate or somewhere like that with the rest of you fucking lovies. Well, if you think that the Queen bestows on you and makes you an officer of the Order of the British Empire, why didn't you say no thanks rather than just send it back? Maybe you did, I don't know. But how, what do you want? Wales wants to be separate now, does it? You want to do now we've left Europe, Wales want to be in Europe. I love the Welsh people. They're fantastic people. But if you want to go and be independent, go and be independent. Listen, the Welsh Assembly will look after you. Have you ever seen such a bunch of fucking idiots in all your life as the Welsh Assembly, led by a Labour Party? Holy shit. It's as bad as Scotland. Look at Fran Dozy woman. She is she's so unwatchable on the television. They've got to put a big-boned signing woman next to you, so you look at the big-boned woman doing the sign language up there, and she takes up half the screen, and little Fran Dozy, you can't see how fucking miserable she is, and fucking everything. Today, in the chamber, the Scottish MP from the MSP, he should have had subtitles. I can speak broad Glaswegian, I couldn't understand a fucking thing this angry little bastard said. And Max Headroom, Keir Starmer, who talks with the blocked up nose, he said, you lot from the SNP want to vote against this deal, so we'll end up with no deal. But all the way through, they've been campaigning that they don't want a no-deal Brexit. Now, the alternative to what we got now is a no-deal. There's no more time to do anything else. So what they want to do is vote against it so they can say to Scotland, we voted against this. They know full well it's going to get voted through. And so it should be voted through. Well done, Boris. Let's look at this. We've just won the European Cup, okay? Bojo, our captain, or is he manager? He's out there, yeah. Govey did well. Bojo, Rishi played a blinder, not I mean. Jonesy, they're all there. Govey, oh, Govey, he slips in. Bosh, it's in the top of the net before we can say anything. And of course, we have won. But the Scots and the Welsh are moaning. Why? I don't think they like themselves, really. You know, I'm half Scottish. I love being half Scottish. I'm proud of it. But Scottish politics, holy shit. Just get a grip of yourself. I mean, Wales and Scotland, if you want independence, get the English to vote. Do you think they want to keep you moaning? Do you think you want to keep a girlfriend that doesn't want you, or a boyfriend or a partner that doesn't want you? No. If you want to go, fuck off. Just go. Be ashamed, because I think we're better together. We work better together. What you need to do with the SNP is get rid of Fran Dozy and get some decent bloody MPs that talk about the whole of the country. Forget Scotland, we've got to do this, and Scotland, and that. It's Britain. We are Britain, Great Britain. It's the same as the Welsh. Get rid of that George Sava. It does look, we don't, get it. You can't be that fucking Welsh. He puts it on, it's like Scousers for We're Great Britain. We're together.
I don't care, do I?